closed my eyes and felt the warm sun on my face.
Wait, what do you mean you're going there? To Boston?
Just hearing that out loud made me spring to my feet and do a little dance. Boston was nothing like South Carolina. Up there, colored folks could go anywhere they wanted. And you didn't have to wait for church to dress in fancy clothes. Fancy was just life. There were all kinds of people from all over the world. Italian, Chinese, French. And they brought their food with them, too. You could eat Chinese food in Boston. Everything was big, and everything was real clean and nice. People there were sophisticated. My mama had been living up there for so long that when she came to visit us in Alcolu, you could see the difference in her a mile away. She'd be walking up the road, and folks would take note before they even made out the features of her face. I mean, sure, she had always stood out from the rest, had always been different from the other folks in our little town, but now they gave it a name. She was a city girl. Can you believe it? I spun around, did a fan kick. An envelope fell out of the side pocket of my overalls. Oh, shoot, Henry. I handed him the letter. I almost forgot. This is for you. Henry's face beamed when he looked at the letter and recognized the handwriting. His daddy had been fighting in the war for almost 2 years, and Henry missed him something awful. He saved every letter his daddy sent, and sometimes he'd even sit down on his bed and read 'em all, from the first one to the last, like they was a book.
Thanks, I'll read it later.
He tucked it in his front pocket and did his best to hide his smile. Getting a letter from his daddy made him happier than anything, but Henry didn't want to make me feel bad that I didn't have a daddy to send me letters. I pointed to the place he'd stashed the envelope. Maybe Mama's ready to tell me about my daddy, I said.
Granny already said he's in California.
Henry sat down on a tall, dry rock in the creek and rubbed his heels on its rough surface. Yeah, but that's all I know. I want to know why they ain't together no more, and why he went to California in the first place. I stuck my toes in the cool water along the edge of the creek and wrapped them around a small rock, trying to lift it. I know I used to say I thought my daddy was doing some secret spy work for the war, but now I'm starting to think.
What?
Henry asked. Don't laugh, I warned. He raised his eyebrows, a grin already twisting the corners of his mouth. I took a breath. I'm starting to seriously think that my daddy is Cab Calloway. Henry grabbed his belly and teetered back and forth like an egg on a plate. He almost fell over into the creek laughing.
What? You mean the jazz singer Cab Calloway?
You mean
Minnie the Moocher Cab Calloway?
Henry hooted.
Ella, you's crazy.
Cut it out. I know it sounds crazy, but think about it. He's in the jazz world, like Mama. He looks like he could be my daddy, all light-complected and all. And now he's off in California, making movies. Henry looked like he might bust a gut. Okay, laugh all you want. But how come we ain't got no pictures of my daddy? Nobody does. What's that about? It's 'cause they think I'll tell everyone, and then all the gossip papers will be on our doorstep. But when Mama sees that I'm not a little girl anymore, that I can keep a secret, she'll open up. You watch. Henry nodded and shrugged. He wiped the tears from the corners of his eyes and caught his breath.
So, you going to be up in Boston for Christmas?
He asked. I pointed to the telegram. She said she'll send for me in a couple months. That's 2, right? So that'll be before Christmas, yeah.
How long you reckon you gonna stay?
He was staring down at my telegram, reading it over carefully and frowning. Well, once I show Mama how mature I've become, that I can take care of myself pretty good and not get in her hair none, I think. Then I stopped. I've been so full with excitement of being with Mama, her sweet vanilla smell against my cheek, that I hadn't thought about how it might all hit Henry. I hadn't been thinking of the whole picture. Henry and I were cousins, but it was common knowledge that we were also the best of friends. We were only